Rick Kirby brought us a great thing here. He has a mailbag segment that we're going to do from his weather segment. So we're going to do a mailbag weather segment. Let's do that. How about this? So Troy asked about winter blues. Are they the real deal? Do you really get down in the wintertime? 100% yes. Absolutely yes. We get down in the wintertime. Now, what does this mean for us? What are we talking about here? Your body needs sunlight, and the human body thrives on sunlight. It really likes sunlight. Look at anyone that does swing shift work late at night. They get everything thrown off. Everything. Their sleep patterns, how they feel, their health, their weight. The whole body suffers. Why? Part of it's vitamin D. We don't make a lot of vitamin D, right? You have to get it from the sun. So the sunlight allows your body to synthesize vitamin D. You get some of it, you get the light, it hits your skin, it interacts with cholesterol of all things, and it forms a hormone known as vitamin D. Now that vitamin D is a huge immune support. It supports immune function in the body. It supports mood. So you look at that, you start thinking to yourself, okay, so if that were the case, in the wintertime, if we don't get enough, our mood would go bad. People would get seasonal affective disorder, which means they get depressed, they get run down, they get tired. And on top of that, we'd have immune weakness, which would open us up for colds and flus. And we think to ourselves, when do we get the cold and flu season? Oh, it's in the winter. You know, so we look at that and we think, it's really that simple. It's that simple, right? I always used to laugh at this because I'd say, okay, if it's just a matter of being around people that have the virus and all this stuff, then South America right now should be at the peak of their cold and flu season like we are. We're all in the same pathway.
Right.
The difference is they're in their summer. We're in our winter because the earth tilts. And guess what? They're not in their cold and flu season right now. We are. So all of a sudden I start thinking, well, then the idea of you have a virus and your aunt from Guatemala comes up and sees you and now all of Guatemala gets infected. Doesn't work that way. Stress. Remember this? Stress is the cause of all disease. Different stresses affect the body differently. In wintertime, we lose the sun. It's not very high. It's not up for very long. It gets dark very quickly. We lose then vitamin D production at high levels. As that level drops off, you bring in the cold air, a new stress. Dry forced air heat like we see inside here, another stress. All of a sudden we've got dark all the time, we don't have the sun, we got dry forced air heat, the body's drying out, we're not drinking the water, and bang, opportunistic things get us, including depression. And we've seen this. The amount of seasonal affective disorder north, as you go further north, it skyrockets. You get up in Alaska where they have weeks and weeks and weeks on end of darkness. It's much, much higher. So you look at that and think to yourself, it is a real deal. It is a real thing. What can you do? Here's what you want to do. Guys, get some sunlight. So on days when there's sun, like today, there'll be none. But on days there's sunlight in that house, just sit in it. When that's coming through that window, it doesn't matter if it's got UV protection or not. Just sit in it, close your eyes, pop the shirt off if you can, let the sun hit your chest, your face, your arms, your inner hands. Just open your palms up. Let it just sit 10, 15 minutes. Try and get that sunshine in there. Try and use that. Let it recharge those batteries. Think of it as plugging you into your cell phone port. You got to recharge. In the wintertime, there's not a lot of opportunity. Take advantage of that. And if you do that, man, you'll kick that thing out in a heartbeat. Now, if you struggle with it a lot, then you got to see someone like me. That's what we do. I've treated a lot of people in my career with seasonal affective disorder. And there's a lot of great things you can do nutritionally. There's a lot of great things you can do to de-stress the body. So all these extra new things that happen in the wintertime, they're not as big a deal if you can get rid of some of the extra stuff over here. Balance it back out and you can fix it. It's a great, great, great question. I appreciate it.